Hello, I am Fravatar. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3, Honor Mode difficulty. Playing as a paladin, a cleric of tier. Not a paladin yet, will be eventually though. But let's finally do our long rest. Yes, we're all super injured. There we go. So Astarion wants to talk.
There you are, my friend.
At your service.
You now? Don't make promises you can't keep, darling. Thankfully, I've had my needs met this evening. I found a bear. He took a little of my blood. I took all of his.
Sounds like a dangerous meal.
Worth having. It's nothing compared to, well, other things I could be dining on, but significantly better than the rats and bugs Cazador served me.
Doesn't matter. Blood is blood, isn't it?
Blood is life essence. And some creatures have so much more life than others. Cazador gave me just enough to keep me, well, alive, for lack of a better word. But never more than that. Still, that was the past. I'll never have to grovel for him again.
True, you can start over. You can be better than what he made you.
I can be better than him. Stronger. More powerful. More... Oh. You meant be kinder. Pet bunnies, that sort of thing. I've no objection to being nice, of course. Once I have the power to bend others to my will.
You think power lets you do anything free from consequences?
Yes. You can't look at the world and tell me I'm wrong.
Power corrupts. You do well to remember that.
So, a little corruption sounds fun. I spent centuries as the victim of a corrupt man. It was the mind flayers that plucked me away from that. They gave me a gift. The strength to take my own freedom. I'm embracing this power. You should too.
Okay. Anybody else?
Isn't it glorious? Karlach's fury is a wonder to behold.
Is it me? Have you been looking at me differently?
Confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland.
And what about now?
Well, you've earned my respect and more still. You've proven your wits. You are efficient and dominant, in and out of battle. You've proven your courage. I swear you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. And you're hardly bland. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end.
Okay, geez, where do I want to go with this? If you respect me so much, why are you such a prickly grouch?
If you must know, Vlaakith requires everything of her children. I can't count how many bruises I've inflicted. Can't measure how much blood I've drawn in the undying Queen's name. I know only blood red and death black. My mind is silver, and my body steel. I am what I must be, say what I must be, to survive every beast I face and every wound I bear. Bah, enough talk. I will be plain. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later. But I want it all the same. Do you?
Sure, whatever,
Yes.
let's go.
Perhaps one night soon, I will come to your bunk and take what is mine. Until that night comes, I shall keep enjoying your scent.
Enjoying my scent, okay. Hey, Will. What's it like being the son of a Grand Duke?
Enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Baldur and stubborn as a deep Rothe, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with Father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and a talent for courtly dance.
You know, you're the blade of the frontier. Quite a change, don't you
Yes.
think?
And no. Father taught me the 4 pillars of power: courage, insight, strategy, justice. He reckoned I'd follow in his footsteps. First as a fist marshal, then as a duke. Vanquish evil, maintain order, save the world. But a duke makes bedfellows with more monsters than he slays. Father called it diplomacy. I called it hypocrisy. In the frontiers, there is no posturing, no diplomacy. I slay monsters, I don't consort with them. Even if I might look like one.
What do you make of
It
Raphael?
brings to mind a story. The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think?
What's your thoughts on the devil,
Refuse it.
Will?
No matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you, the cost will be too great.
Don't worry, You know what? Yeah, refuse him like you refused Mizora. Only you didn't,
That's
no,
because
no
you
devil
still
deal.
have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
How did you become the Blade of the
My father
Frontiers?
once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. After my exile, I was hunting near the Cloakwood. I heard a child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
You must have felt proud. What act could be finer than saving a life?
No. Angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade. And so I heeded.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
It's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting.
All right, Gale, your turn.
What's on your mind?
Never realized it was so easy
I
to cast
assure you
magic.
it's not. Don't get me wrong, you did well. The somatic component, the verbal component, even the focus on the inner self that invites Mistra in. But I was still your conduit. To perform such a feat alone requires much and arduous study. Of course, as a cleric, your patron deity endows you with many such powers, otherwise unattainable. I do hope you cherish that gift.
What do you make of having a vampire
I
in
know
our
what
camp?
it is to hunger. And I know what it takes to keep that hunger under control. He's done that so far, despite his condition. So long as he sates his appetite elsewhere, I'm happy to give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's good for now. Talk more later. I think that'll do. Let's go to bed. Ooh, what do we choose? Here we go.
I've come to sate you and be sated. I lead, you follow. So you think?
Let's go.
Let's see if you're right. Gith train relentlessly. We know our bodies inside and out.
Wait, hold on, can I, if I press escape here, will it skip?
Let me show you.
Oh,
Close
too
your
late.
eyes and submit.
Too late. I wanted to hide nudity, but okay, whatever. Is it gameplay? Video? Accessibility? Yes. I see. He's got like a covering. It's fine, I guess. This isn't gonna go. This isn't how you're gonna go. This you submit to me.
I am ready.
You awake in pain. Your back, your hands, even your tongue ache.
It's time to rise. Dawn is upon us.
Last night was wonderful. I really enjoyed myself.
I'm as extraordinary in bed as I am on the battlefield.
The ego. Shake off the
Every
ache and
breath,
rise.
Every blink proves exhausting. A long day awaits you.
Alright. Everybody back up and running. Let's tell Karlak for a second to leave party.
Sounds boring.
No, not for too
Oh,
long. You heard me.
fine. I'll be here eating dirt or whatever.
It's just for a minute. Don't have to give me attitude.
Very well.
This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt. This soul awaits thy command. What path lies before me? Maybe I should. No, this is good. This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt. Thou art the master, so it shall be. Why are we slowing down? Hell yes.
Come on, we're heading out.
Need to find a way forward.
Sure, let's just go. Leave camp. Alright, I guess next step. That's the wrong one. Yeah, this one. Actually,
The corpse remains silent.
okay.
Find it.
Yes. Of course.
Zevlor.
By Delt's virtue. The Blade of Frontiers? What's happened, Will?
I paid the price of angering the wrong devil.
Believe me, I understand better than most.
A moment passes as Zevlor contemplates Will's words. He then turns his attentions to you.
Our time grows short. If Kagha won't abandon her madness, then we'll have to try the road, goblins or no.
You can't let
So
the
long as
druids force
Kagha
you out.
leads them, we'll never be safe here. If you're suggesting we remove her...
It's exactly what I'm
Alone,
suggesting.
But I'd be lying if I said I hadn't considered it. But the druids would slaughter us. We'd have to get close to Kagha, within striking distance. I can't manage that. But they've already let you pass once.
Yep.
You're taking
Leave
a
it to me.
risk for us. We'll see that you're rewarded. I'm still hoping Kagha can be swayed from this madness. But if not, leaders need to make tough decisions. We do what we must.
Commander!
Just Zevlor. We're civilians now, remember?
With respect, sir, being a Hellrider is for life. They can't take...
They can, and did. Avernus changed things. Best we get used to that.
Yes, Zephlor. Keep your steel sharp.
Okay.
I had a feeling you'd be back.
Anything to trade? I don't think you've got anything I want.
Anything else? I do, as a matter of fact. Revenge. You saw what those bastards that run the place were doing to Arabella, scaring the precious mite. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at.
What would you do with something like that?
Important
The idol.
is to get it away from them. That ritual's gonna get us all killed. And we can sell it once we get to the city. Thing like that's gotta be worth a small fortune.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what I can do.
Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark. But they're vicious. Anything else? You've been a friend
Nope.
to us. Come back anytime. Own that town.
I'll give it a shot.
By Sylvanas, the old oak, all death begets life. By Sylvanas, the Tree Father, our turmoil is calmed. By Sylvanas, the Forest Father, we are granted balance. Victory of the celestial Saluna over her dark sister, Shah.
What if Halson is... No, don't go there.
Please. I'm resting.
The bird says nothing. Only the sound of its labored breath fills the silence.
Moving ahead.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who are you?
Cyranis of the Absolute.
Who killed you? Halcyon?
Scouting.
What happened to you?
Found druids.
How many drow are out there?
Back at camp.
Where did you get the tadpole?
Silent. It doesn't understand the question. The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
All right. Yatina ambushed a pack of goblins led by a drow. We had no choice but to defend ourselves. It's not an extraordinary, rather disturbing part. The drow's death, parasitic creature emerged from the corpse. Attempted to escape, managed to capture it. My study. Told no one of my fears. Nettie suspects. Investigate further, informing others. Kagha will demand answers I do not yet have. According to further findings, I bring volumes of person prying. I've jumped to the wrong conclusion. Okay. Altered. Sketches would drive the tadpole. Imagines cradle press and this to deepen the brain's matter. Ailted undoubtedly seems unaware while alive. No visible sign of seromorphosis on the cadaver.
Looks like Halcyon's our best bet for a cure. We know the man. We know
Wait.
our mission. Let's move out.
Assuming he's still alive.
Let's just get to work. If anyone can bring him home safe, it's us.
Interest you the circlet open library where it always. You need to enter the vault, talk to Wrath. He has the rune. Won't give it to anyone, so be sure to have a good reason to ask. Protect my research while I'm gone. Take care of the animals. Don't give fish to Truffet, he's getting lazy. Wrath. Okay.
Any word on Master Halcyon? He and the
you know where he
adventurers
went?
were headed to the ruined temple in the west. Master Halcyon studied that drow for days, and he was sure something at the temple could help his research. I'm praying he was right.
Sorry about that. All right, thank you, Nettie.
Just want my bed.
risk being in open view. What's in here?
The rat has hardly left Kagha's side. A distant thought claws at your mind, then slips into view. Kagha's rats might not be simple familiars, but shape-shifted Shadow Druids. The creature's whiskers go still for a moment, before resuming their nervous chitter. The rat is otherwise silent in the face of your accusation. Creature's eyes briefly meet yours before looking away. The rat scrutinizes your every movement.
All right, Kagha.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor.
I know the truth. You're meant to take the grove over for the Shadow Druids.
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Olladin, I can explain.
Shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha, what is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
Take this letter, Wrath. It will explain everything.
What in the cloakwood? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin
You idiot.
welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Olladin speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Olladin.
Shadows won't save you. They'll corrupt you. Stop this while you can. Oh, a roll of 20. Okay, hold up. Yeah, Bardic Inspiration and Guidance. This is gonna be a rough roll. A roll of 15. Okay, let's go.
No. You don't know what you say. In shadow, we are purified.
Kagha's voice breaks and her lips tremble. She heard reason in your words.
Let's try history. Sure. No, that'll do.
Kagha eyes you intently as you speak the text etched into the frescoes. By claw and tooth, from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. In darkest hour a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. The towers seized, the battle done, the moonrise broke the darkest one.
When the darkest hour fell, it was us that brought light. Sylvanas demands we illuminate Shadow, not hide within it. How was I so blind?
Careful, Kagha. The Shadows don't forgive.
I belong to the Shadows no longer. You've no power over me.
You would question my power. Mother Earth, hear me. Grant me your wrath.
Well then. Astarion, you go first. Bad time for a critical miss, but okay. Do not. You just missed, that's it. It's fine. Wait, what? I stepped in the moonbeam, didn't I? Okay, let's move out of it then. Perla, get out of there. Come on.
Wrath thought me a danger. Seems I've proven him right.
Protecting the circle was natural, but you chose the wrong path?
I betrayed Sylvanus himself. Led the circle to Shadow. We will stop the rite, and I will stand trial. My fate lies with the Tree Father. May he have mercy.
And what of
We will
Zevlor's
grant them
people?
safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking.
How did the Shadow
It
Druids
began
even
with a
find you?
letter. There was no messenger. It simply appeared. Olladin came soon after. An army was coming, she said. Goblins, drow, and more still. Legions upon legions. The Druids of Cloakwood knew the dangers this would bring. They ordained that all circles cast the rite to shelter from the storm. Olladin taught me to harness the Tree Father's power to wall us in. In return, well, you know the rest. I would turn the grove over to them. I won't forget the wounds I've inflicted. I pray Halsin returns to heal them in full.
Oh, my savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
You have saved Kagha from herself. I cannot thank you enough.
Tree Father, keep us all. We will grant them safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking.
Perhaps.
I see it on your face.
What if?
You hate me. And I don't blame you.
I do not hate you. I am ashamed at how far I let your machinations spread.
Come on.
On my way. Neither seen nor heard.
When did this start?
The first letter from Cloakwood came a season ago. But when Halcyon departed, the shadows truly took root. I should have resisted. It should have been different.
Careful, I bite.
If not over, then through.
The Rite of Thorns has ceased. It seems you will be allowed to stay, but behave.
Animorph.
To think we almost finished the ritual. I felt honored when I was chosen to participate. Now I feel guilty I didn't object.
Kagha was right. We must put ourselves first. You had no right to intervene. You're not one of us.
This place ain't so special. Why were the Druids so protective of it?
Now they're done messing about with rituals, maybe them lot can make themselves useful.
What are they?
Soon we can safely move to place behind the lies.
I'm told the Druids have stopped their damn chanting. What happened?
Kagha's agreed to stop the ritual.
Ilmater's ashes. I never thought she would actually see reason. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I need to ensure my people make the most of it. But here, left over from my soldiering days. It's sparse thanks for what you've done for us, but gods and goblins willing, I won't need it again. If you can clear the road of goblins, as you say, I'll ensure a reward is gathered for you.
The Watch or the Flaming Fist?
Pardon?
When we get to Baldur's Gate, where are we enlisting?
I'm done soldiering, Tilly. I'd like a clean start, but go with the Watch. You're too honest to be a mercenary.
I need your help.
Wait, let's go back.
This isn't a verse.
No, sir. At least the monsters there look like monsters.
Yeah, came here already.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who are you?
A true soul. A chosen. The Absolute. The Almighty Goddess.
Okay, Edwin, Absolute Almighty. Anything valuable around here?
Ending.
Who are Brinna and Andric?
Sister. Brother. My job. To protect them.
What can you tell me about the Absolute?
Fight her. Power. Such power.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions. The corpse does not respond. The corpse remains silent. The corpse remains silent.
Anything of use?
I think we're good for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Meantime, take care. Bye-bye.